Hi guys, this is Vanngo. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I invite my beautiful friend Joanne Sulit. She lent me her gorgeous canvas to create this makeup look for you. She's a mother of two, doesn't have a lot of time like most of you. I know you always complain about me have model and spend time on makeup. Today we do a 10-minute makeup look for you. Of course on the video it will take longer because I talk and apply at the same time. But if you learn all the application that I show in the video, it will take you literally 5 minutes to apply the makeup. I hope you enjoy the video. Give the channel always a lot of love. Subscribe to the channel please if you haven't yet. And don't forget to follow all of us on social media as well. Thank you. I'm going to do a 10-minute makeup, but because I'm going to explain step by step, so it's still gonna take longer 10 minutes. But when you do it at home, you can use your finger, you don't have to use your brush. Anyway, the easy for you to simplify the time of the makeup, you can do that. The complexion product I'm going to use is, the first one is from Sweet Beauty Glass Skin Foundation. This is a more sheer, like a tint foundation, which is beautiful. And the second product I'm going to use is Chanel Beauty Longwear Concealer. And all the shade name and all the product we list on the description box as well if you can't catch what I'm saying. If you're the type of person who doesn't like foundation, you can skip the foundation, use a little concealer. Or if you want to use just a foundation, no concealer, you can as well. So whatever easy for you. I'm going to include all the steps and then you can use your own judgment to cut out whatever you want. Joanne mentioned she doesn't have a lot of time. She just want, show her a few steps. And then I'm going to do this, and then she watched the video later. She cut out whatever she wants to. For the glass skin foundation, you see that I just put only a little bit. And I just blend it out. You can use your finger. You don't have to use too much. You can use your finger as well. And you just blend it out. This is a quick, easy step. It's very lightweight. This one is a hybrid of skincare and foundation, and it does have a natural finish, oil and paraben free, and it's vegan as well. You see that, just a really quick way to apply with the products. And for this foundation, you can get more coverage if you like to, but we like to keep very natural and sheer. And you see that that's all I use, and that's I blend out with the brush, and it's just pretty easy. You can use your finger as well. I love the finishing of this foundation. For the concealer, I'm going to use mainly under the eye area and around the nose, and then just make a few pinpoint, but the rest of the face I like. A little bit of the pigmentation peek through, I like it because it looks more like her freckles, which I think is beautiful. So put a little bit under the eye, around the nose. And then look straight for me. I use a smaller blending brush like this. At home, I would recommend just use a Q-tip, and then you can do the same thing what I'm doing, so you don't have to dirty your brushes. You just pinpoint the area that you want to cover more. I'm going to use Rare Beauty Tinted Press Finishing Powder. This one to set the makeup a little bit. When you want more a lighter finish like this, would use a brush. But this is very lightweight pressed powder, so you can use a puff if you like to. But I still want the shine in here, so I don't want to overly matte the skin. This powder helps to blur, smooth, and set the makeup at the same time. And it's talc-free formula. The great thing about this is it gives you that soft matte finish, not overly matte that you take away all the natural shine on the face. You can also wear this alone without any makeup, or you can do what I'm doing right now, to set makeup and no flashback. If you know me, you know for sure I love a good bronzer, and I think bronzer and blush give a lot of life to the face. It brings back a lot of dimension after you use foundation, concealer, and you know that sun-kissed natural glow is always beautiful on the face. But you don't have to use bronzer for this look if you don't want to. Always use just a little bit. The one I use today is from Gucci. It's a Soleil Powder Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer. I use just a little bit, and you see that only you need a little bit only, and just give a lot of life to the face. And do it this way. And this bronzer is natural finish, and it does give you the beautiful coverage and long wear formula. It's just very, very little. I use the shades a little deeper because I like the dimension it's gonna create. It's like a soft contour that I'm trying to do with the bronzer. For eyebrow, I'm going to use Kevyn Aucoin Beauty True Feather Brow Marker and Gel Duo. This is one side is have a marker and one side is a brow gel. This would be a great one for someone who just want to enhance the eyebrow a little bit. So if you're not great with a brow marker, then you just use your traditional eyebrow pencil. Joanne eyebrow is quite beautiful shape, so she doesn't need anything at all really. You just, you know, a little bit brow gel into gold. So, but I just want to, you know, enhance them a little bit. So I basically use a little bit of the marker, just fill in the little bit, just a few individual hair where I think that I want to enhance the eyebrow a little bit. I'm not going to change it too much because she have a great shape already. Maybe a little bit here. And this way, the eyebrows still look very natural. And I think if you do by this way, it will take you a little longer time. So if you the type person, like I said, 10-minute makeup, maybe you use a brow pencil or powder. But this one here, if you want more a softer or natural eyebrow look. So basically, it's just something like that. You know, I just do real time here, as you can see that. You can see just take a few seconds. Okay, I'm going to do the same on the other side. So this takes a little more meticulous time, so you don't have to do the same way I do, but you see that it's just a game changer for the eyebrow shape. If you don't have time, just use the pencil, or you just use the gel just to gel the eyebrow. You don't have to go detail. But I know there are a lot of people who watch in the video, they will spend more than 10 minutes on the makeup. You can spend more time, then you can do what I've just showed you. And a little gel in the eyebrow, make a big difference. For eyes, I'm going to use only two products. The first product is the NARS Cosmetic Total Seduction Eyeshadow Stick. This is one of the new shades they have, it's called Rebellion. Like I say, all the names we listed on the description box. And the mascara is from Lancome. It's Lash Idol Volumizing and Lifting Mascara. So the eyes, I'm trying to make it really simple. Most people won't have the time to do it. You can do heavy, you can do light just from one eyeshadow stick. The best way I would recommend you to do is, if you're not fast at blending, use a brush. This is meant to be quick, and you put in there, use your finger, you rub. I still like to use a brush. So I give you example. I'm gonna give her a soft smoky just from one product. So you see what I'm doing right now is I use a little brush and I dab a little product and I just swoosh over, and that's what you done the lower lash line. Okay, so remember that if you put the product directly on the skin, if it's set really fast, you might not even have time to blend them. Okay, so it's better to do this way. You have more control. The whole idea, I'm trying to define that shape of the eye, and do the same way on the lash line, and I put a little bit like that. That's all, just one color. And if you want a lot more depth, then you can apply directly in there and you just blend it out. But this way, I recommend do one eye at a time, because these are long web choppy pencil, and if you too slow, they set, you can't really blend. So it's better to do one eye first. And what I'm going to recommend right here for this is you can do just like that. Simple like that is fine. But for someone who have hooded eye like Joanne, I would go a little further, because you know hooded eye, when you look up, you keep losing the shadow. So that's why I'm going to do it like this. I do a little higher, and I also put a little color here. I do a little bit on the crease like that, so it's create a little depth when she look up. Simple. Like I said, you can put directly on the skin and you blend, but I feel that it takes you longer to blend. If you do the way I'm doing, it's a lot faster, a lot easier to blend, and just one blending brush like this, and that's all you do, just from one shadow color. And I do everything in real time here so you can see it. You see that? Now you have like a soft smoky on the eyelid. So what I'm gonna do is kind of finesse the shape a little bit. So keep her eye look straight for me, and I just fill in a little bit where see a little gap there, and just a little more depth here. So I do this part. This is only for people who have hooded eye. If you have deep set eye, you just have a little swatch earlier, that's all you need to do. But this one here, for people who have hooded eye, to make them a little, you know, bigger when they open the eye. And a little bit right here. Just detailing the thing. I'm doing the same on the other side. So you see, I just do a little bit like that, and that's you have that soft smoky eye. If you want a little more intense, you can use like this in the waterline, and it gives a little more, even more depth. And you see that it's just really one eyeshadow, and nice, create just the whole eye look just from one. So sometimes, like I say, it's not about like, you know, like you have to use like multiple products to create an eye shadow look. You don't have to. This is I use everything. It's just one, you know. Like I say, you can use direct on the skin. You're trying to blend, but if you want more softer like this, I feel like it's better use the brush, because when you put direct on the eye, you're gonna get more depth for sure, but then it can be harder for you to blend. So it's the easiest to use with a brush. Joanne have a little bit of the lash extension herself already, so I'm using the mascara mainly on the lower lashes. And I'm not going to put too much on the upper. As I mentioned on my previous video already, when you create more a glow within sun-kissed blush or lips, the best way to use a bright color. A lot of time people mistake and they want to use more neutral shades, and you understand, especially someone who have more olive skin, if you use neutral shades on the skin like this, sometimes it will look more muddy. So the next product I'm going to use is Nude Stick Nudie Blush Stick. The shade I'm using is called Picante, And this is the collaboration shades from a Canadian beauty YouTuber, Alana Davidson. And this one, the shade here, I think is just really gorgeous. And I know a lot of people, when they look at the shade, they say, oh my god, I can't really wear this one here because it's too bright. But someone who have even pale skin or anything, the shade like this, that's when it gives you the most natural flush. If you think that you want a natural looking and you just like a muted shade, it will look muddy, trust me. So this one here, you can use, it's a creamy matte blush stick, and you can use like for anywhere on the lips and cheek and eye. For this one, I'm only gonna be on the cheek. And you see that you a little bit like this, and you just dab it on, and it gives her a beautiful glow within blush. See that it's very nice. But like, if I use like a muted color, it looks like a muddy on the skin. So it's better to use this one here. A great thing about this is you see one side is a blush, the brush here, and one side the blush. I'm gonna use my finger because I know that's most we're gonna use. So you see that a little bit, and this would be great for lips as well. But I'm gonna use some lip oil for the lips. See, this is great. Color is very gorgeous. You see, I just dab on. And I love this formulation. You can use anywhere on the face. You can use a little bit on the eye to get a color too, if you would like. You see, it's gorgeous. I just mentioned off camera, and Joanne says great to mention to you guys as well on camera. Like for anyone who have melasma or pigmentation, it's also another reason why you should not use those muted color, because it will look a little gray for sure. You know, this one here, it will help the melasma look more like freckles, which is great. So that's why this shade, the bright shade, is actually, you know, you understand about color corrector and work with those kind of pigmentation. This is kind of an idea. It just makes that a little bit less visible in the way, very softer. The next product I'm going to use is Victoria Beckham Beauty Reflect Highlighter Stick. This one here, I'm just use a little bit. You don't have to. Just keep a little bit more, you know, like a sheer luminous highlight a little bit everywhere. And this one here had a dual finish, and this one is easy to use. You just use the finger and dab. It's very lightweight. What I would recommend is the highlighter. Little dab there, little dab there, little dab here, just a little bit like that. It keeps a little life back because the shadow is more a matte finish, so you want some life in there. You can use the highlighter stick, the same thing what I'm just doing. For lips, I'm going to use two products from Dior Beauty. The first one is the lip liner pencil. The shade is A46 Concord. Like I say, if I say it's wrong, go under description box, all the name is there. And then the second product is Dior Added Lip Maximizer. So this is more like a glossy one. As I mentioned, I know the makeup, like I say, natural, but I mentioned the same idea as the blush. If you want to look natural, you know, a little color is make a big difference. If you think that you just wear everything muted, your face is gonna look very flat. So little color are always great. It's just on how you can apply them. You know, if you don't need to use a lip line at all, but I'm gonna show you how I normally do for a natural lip liner. So I would do a little bit of the lip liner because you need to define the shape of the lip. You know, no one wants the lip look thin. So even you have full lip, if you don't define them a little bit, you won't see the shape, where to start, where to end. So the lip liner can help a little bit. So you see that I just use a little bit lip liner. So instead, just leave the lip liner like that. This one is for the eyeshadow blending brush. So I use that and just blend the edges out. So it doesn't look like a lip line anymore. It's still gonna look very natural, but your lip shape a little more defined. And I think this is a great way to someone who want the lip look very natural. See that, just a little bit, define the shape, and then you should put a little bit the lip lumber in here. This is more a hydrating lip gloss. It does have that plumping effect, and it gives you a high shine finish. And you see even the color very bright on the tube, but you see what I'm gonna do is shade out when you blend it out. So her lips now look natural and juicy, and you know, it's just beautiful. You see that when it looked like this, a lot of people would scare to buy just because of the color, but you see like how sheer it is, and it's just like a sheer lip gloss, and you need a little color to have a lot of life to the face. And I think this is like really gorgeous. I'm going to use Hourglass Cosmetic Veil Setting Spray just to set and refresh the makeup a little bit at the end. So this way everything merged together without looking like she wear anything at all. That's the final look, guys, but I think she needs a little more blush. I'm just gonna add a little more. I think after finishing, I think like she needs a little more. Yeah. That's the final look. I hope you enjoy the video. I hope you learned some tips and tricks about the skincare prep and about, you know, how to achieve this natural, effortless makeup look. Thank you, Joanne, so much for coming to the channel. I hope you enjoy. She mentioned this is the most makeup she wears since she got married, but you can see that it's still very natural, and the way I try to apply the makeup is very simple, easy step. I didn't try to make it complicated. I think anyone can duplicate the look at home. Give the channel always a lot of love. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and don't forget to follow all of us on Instagram as well. Thank you. Hey guys, this is Vanngo. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time, welcome to my channel. Today I have the beautiful Sofia, how you say your last name?
Subramaniam.
Yeah, she's here to lend me her canvas to play another makeup look for you. This is more a smoky eye, but more like a dark, taupey, almost black color, more cool tone makeup. I hope you enjoy the look. I think she looked absolutely breathtaking, and we just mesmerized when we do the finale of the video. I hope you enjoy the video. Give the channel always a lot of love. Subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to follow both Sofia and me on Instagram as well. Thank you again for watching. Sofia have incredible skin, but she does have, you know, this is genetic dark under eye and a little bit like the color around here uneven. That's all I'm gonna try to correct before the foundation. I would like to use a color corrector. It's like an orange corrector. This one from NARS. I think you can even go lighter color than this. They have 4 different shades, but I'm gonna use this shade. A little bit around the eye area. And I would like to put a little bit around the mouth as well. Some people, they use this before concealer, after foundation, but I like to use it on the skin before the foundation. I know it does look crazy when people doing this, but when you put the foundation on, it's blend out, make the skin color look a lot nice and even. Look at me. She also have some color discoloration on top as well, but I'm not gonna cover that because I don't want it to become so cakey. I want the skin pretty clear there, so I can put eyeshadow after. And that's how I would do before my foundation. Foundation I'm going to use is from Givenchy. This is the closest shade I have. I mean, they sent me in PR package only a few shades and I don't have all the shades, but it's pretty close to her skin color. And I'm using 2 shades of concealer. You don't have to do the way I do. I usually like a little lighter concealer here and then the same shade of the concealer as a foundation to cover everywhere else. To start, her skin is really amazing, so I'm not going to put too much foundation on, just a little bit, and I blend it out. Look at me here. I don't even go close to the hairline as well because I'm going to do some contouring after. As you can see where I put the color corrector earlier, after you put the foundation, it's blended right out and the color looks seamless. You don't see all the discoloration from before anymore. Look up for me. The foundation I'm using is very dewy. I would say it's light to medium. It's very beautiful and I think it's gorgeous. You can go lighter if you like to. And I think that's how I would do a color corrector for this area. And now I do a concealer and then powder on top. For concealer, as I said earlier, I purposely use the lighter color for the under eye area. And then you just blend it out. Also put a little bit on the bridge of the nose. For the deeper concealer, I use it mainly around the nose. And then around the mouth area as well. For contour today, I'm using the medium shades of Tantour from Huda Beauty. As you hear me say earlier, I skip all the hairline because I'm going to use the tan tool to blend it out. As I always say in every video, none of these girls needs contour or anything. I'm always do every process. So for those who want to contour, they would know the way I do the contour. And if you don't like contour, then you don't have to do it. I always show all the process, and then you decide how much and how little you want to do your makeup. For powder, I'm using 2 shades of powder, both of them from Givenchy. This one for everywhere. I use a lighter for under the eye. You don't have to do the same way I do at all. You can just use the darker color for the whole face. I'm going to really set the under eye area because we do color corrector and concealer a lot there. So I just want to really set. And also I want to keep the makeup pretty matte today. Close the eye. So the under eye look quite brightening to some of you for sure, but I think after the blush and everything, it just gives you a nice brightness under the eye. You don't have to do the way I do at all. You can just use the same shade, but I like a different dimension on the face. I'm going to use a NARS bronzer called Casino. I don't have in the original package, so I'm just have the tester just to set from the outer part where I contour earlier. For Sofia eyebrow, her eyebrow is amazing. She doesn't really need anything. I'm just gonna use an eyebrow marker from Suku. Just fill in a few individual hair where I think it has a little sparks. And it's just very little. You don't have to do too much with these eyebrows because when you make it too dense, it will look too heavy for the look I'm doing. Unless you want to have like a full, stencil brown. That's personal preference as well. To set the eyebrow, I'm going to use Rose Ink Clear Brow Gel. This is a fantastic brow gel. It's hold in place, doesn't get flakes off, especially on the darker hair or coarser hair like this. Coarser hair on the brow, I mean. This is a perfect eyebrow gel for you to use. For the eye look I'm doing today, it's more a cooler tone makeup. I know when it comes to olive skin tone like this, people tend to go more warm tone, but I think it would be nice for a change to see more cool tone. I'm gonna use some eye primer first. Close your eye. This one is from NARS. They have deeper shades as well. I'm just using the lighter shade just to brighten the lid area before the eyeshadow. The eyeshadow palette I'm going to use is from Chef. It is a Korean brand. I think you can buy online, but my assistant gonna list everything on the description box to where to buy. I love some of these neutral shades they have. The 3 shades I'm going to use are these 3 shades right here. It's more matte finish, but it's not overly pigmented, which I love. So this one, and that one. To start, close your eye for me. I'm using more a fluffy brush. Usually I use more flat brush to deposit, but this time I'm using very little and like this, and just do mainly on the crease and outer area. And you can see the color is not too dark on her, but I use this just to shade. Next, I'm using the same color, a little bit, on the lower lash line. Go again. Next, I'm using a flatter brush. I'm using this color right here. Close your eye. Just along the outer part of the upper lash line. And I smudge it out at the same time. You can always use a little finger and lift it up like this so you get closer to the lash line. And you see how I do it, just very little and just blend it out. Look up for me. Do just a little bit on the outer corner as well. Go back to the other color. I blend the edges out. Close your eye. And this is more like a classic-ish smoky. This is another version you can do, and you just blend it out with the darker color together so it doesn't look like you just have demarcation. You just blend it out now. Look up for me. Close your eye. So that's an idea. You see that I used the color all over and then the dark color, and I go back to the light color just to blend the edges out. And what I'm going to use is this shade right here. Just a little bit under the brow bone, just to highlight them a little bit, not too much. But instead using a highlighter or anything like that, I use a matte shade as well. And then also this matte shade, close your eye my friend. I just do a little bit on the crease area. Just a little bit only. And then you go back to the other brush, that the brown color, you just blend just softly. Next, use the same shades, a little bit on the bottom here, the corner. You see what I'm doing? I'm doing that part, I do that part. I lift the middle part because I want her eye really feline this way as well. So instead putting the highlighter there, I put a little lighter here and the lighter on top. So to keep the eye really almond still, because I don't want to cut off that part. I want to extend that part even more. And from doing that, you can do it. I'm going to use this color pencil from Shiseido. It's a narrow pencil like this. I'm gonna do on her upper lash line. Look down for me. Just to darken them a little bit. And same on the other side. Your eyes okay, honey? Mm-hmm. I use the same liner for the lower waterline as well. The same liner. It's really fine one. Close your eye. You do a little bit along the upper lash line. This is perfect for someone who's not good at do liquid eyeliner. You can use this one. The whole point, I'm just trying to define the shape of the eye even more. And this color is not a black color, it's more like a really dark gray, like gunmetal color. So as much as the eye is dark, it doesn't look as harsh as the black. You can do a little outer part here. A little on this side. Look up for me. You can extend a little more in the corner here if you like. On the side. Look up for me. Always curl the lashes before you do mascara. It's gonna give the lash a lot of lift. You can see that the color is beautiful, it's dark, but it's more like a taupey, dark gray gunmetal color. Is that just your typical black? It's because you overlay different color. The color you use, even the black shadow, but because you smudge into the taupey color, it becomes like a dark gunmetal color. And the same thing as the eyeliner. For mascara, I'm going to use 2 coats of mascara. The mascara I'm going to use is the new one from Rare Beauty. This is a very beautiful mascara for someone who like volume, but not clumpy. So this is a great mascara for that. You get a lot of volume lengthening, but it's not clumpy, it's still very separated. I also put a little bit on the lower lashes as well. For blush, I'm going to use this blush color from Estee Lauder. And I'm doing mainly on the higher part of the cheekbone. I decide to use another shade lighter, just a little bit right under the eye here. To give a lot of warmth in that area. For highlighter, I'm going to use this highlighter from Sisley, very sheer. I'm only gonna add a little bit, mainly around this area. For lips, I'm gonna use these 2 products from Charlotte Tilbury. One is a lip liner called Foxy Brown. It's a little deeper than the lipstick color I'm using. And this one is called Catwalking. It will look somewhat nude on Sofia's skin tone. That's the whole idea I'm trying to do. To start, I'm going to line the lips a little bit. Turn to me. Smile for me a little bit. I think this color is beautiful, but it's nude on her, but it still have a little warmth in there. It's just gorgeous. To complete the look, I'm going to spray some matte setting spray from One Side Beauty. Close your eye. That is the final look, guys. Thank you, Sofia, so much for coming here to lend me your canvas. I hope you enjoyed the look. I hope everyone give the channel a lot of love. Subscribe to the channel and don't forget to follow both Sofia and me on Instagram as well. Thank you so much again for watching. Hey guys, this is Vanngo. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I invite the beautiful Heather Archibold here. She lent me her canvas to create this makeup look for you. Again, I don't know what to call this because we're just playing as I doing it. I hope you enjoy the video. Give the channel always a lot of love. Subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumb up. Share the video. And don't forget to follow all of us on Instagram as well. Thank you. For complexion, I'm going to use these 4 products. The first product I'm using is the color corrector from NARS. I like using some color corrector because you correcting the color before even use the foundation concealer, you actually use a lot less products. The second product I'm using is the concealer from KVD Beauty. I'm using 2 different shades. You don't have to, but I usually use a little lighter under the eye, and then the rest of them, I chose the concealer shade almost identical to the foundation shade to do any pinpoint around the face. And the foundation I'm using today is the foundation from Givenchy. It's the Glow Foundation. To start, you see that Heather have gorgeous complexion. She just have a little bit more a darker natural shadow around here. I'm just gonna brighten up a little bit, but I'm not gonna take away all the shadow because I love a little bit shadow around the lash line. It's give you that natural shadow. It's actually make the eye look a lot bigger as well. Just a bit right here that I'm cover. You can see anywhere that I can see a little color different, and just use the color corrector to even out. And then a little bit right here. Look up for me. And for someone who don't wear a lot of face makeup, this could be all you need, little color corrector to take out some of the shadow, and that's all you do. You can see that. And I even put a little bit where she have a little pigmentation there. So I'm just gonna even out just from the color corrector. You can see quite a nice difference between this side and that side. And I'm gonna do the same on the other side. You can see that the 3 products I took out foundation, concealer for the pinpoint, and then the under the eye. You clearly see this is very similar shades, and then that's just a little lighter I use for the under the eye. This foundation is very beautiful. It does have a medium to beautiful full coverage foundation. Heather had more paler on the face than the body, so I purposely chose the shades a little bit warmer so it is more blend well with the rest of the body. I'm not going to try to make her face too tan, but I just want to still blend into the whole body as well. So that's why I chose the shade a little warmer. You can see that I want to get a little bit more deposit, so I do more tippling motion. If you want very sheer, you just do one swipe like this, and that's all you need to even the skin out. The foundation is very luminous. It does have great coverage, but it still feel and look like real skin. And I personally like the foundation to apply more lighter, and then I use the concealer to pinpoint. But if you do one step, then just use the foundation a bit more heavier coverage. You just tip it in like this, it will cover everything for you. I could even get more coverage with this foundation, but I want the skin feel and look like skin-like. So I'm just gonna go with the concealer to pinpoint where I want to pinpoint. The lighter concealer I'm using for the under eye area. Look up for me. As I mentioned earlier, I purposely chose the shades a little bit lighter for the under eye area. And then I use a pinpoint brush. This is like a small blending brush to cover anything else that I want to cover. I'm doing the same on the other side. For contour, I'm going to use the contour stick from M Cosmetic. Instead do all this swiping, blending like this, I'm going to do just more a tippling like this as well, because I don't want to disturb all the area that I do pinpoint concealer. You can see how I do. I just press the product gently like this to the face. And same thing in this area. I do just this way. And then I do a little bit on the jaw area as well. Using the smaller side, I'm gonna scope the nose a little bit as well. And I'm doing the same on the other side. For powder, I'm going to use the powder from Givenchy as well. I'm using 2 shades. The shades I'm using is number 2 for under the eye and the T-zone area. Close your eye for me. And number 5 for everywhere else. If you use only 1 shade of powder, then for this skin tone, I would recommend use number 5. But just because I'm a makeup artist and I do things very strategic, so I like wear light and dark and dimension on the face. That's why I use different shades of powder as well. So I just did a tiny bit baking off camera. I know I should have always show all the steps, but a lot of time when I do baking, all the trolls always complain like, why do I even bake on a younger? But it's just a different way of doing makeup. So if something you like to see how I would bake a face for my red carpet, leave the comment up below. Otherwise, I'm always gonna skip that step. For bronzer, I'm going to use the bronzer from Nabla Cosmetics. I love this, like the Prisma texture, quite beautiful. I'm going to use 2 different brushes. The smaller one I'm going to do for the nose and the crease area, and the bigger brush I'm using everywhere on the face. Remember, you have a lot of pinpoint concealer and foundation in there, so use very little. You see how I do? Dab, 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 and just press the bronzer in the face. You don't want to do like this. I know I say that in every video, but it's a good reminder. You see what I do? This way you don't want to disturb all the work you did earlier with the pinpoint concealer. See that? Just little like that. And this way, same way. I'm doing the same with the bronzer here. You don't need to go too heavy. You can do a little bit more on the ear there, behind, since she have the hair up. And this part here, you can go like that. But this part, you see how I do, just very little. I'm doing the same on the other side. After that, I use a smaller blending brush. You do like this, and also touch up where you contour the nose earlier. You don't have to, but the look I'm doing is really about sculpting and shading and everything. So I'm showing every single step for you guys. And then that, from here, close your eye, do a little bit right there. For eyebrow, I'm going to use brow wiz, brow marker, brow gel. This is like a brow frizz, all from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I know every time I do makeup, I use multiple products. You don't have to. If you're the type of person who just use one pencil is enough, then that's all you need. I'm a makeup artist. I like to play, I like to draw, I like to detail, and I'm willing to show you every single step of how I do a makeup. And then you can take it on your own how you want to duplicate the look. If you only need this one to achieve the eyebrow, you can as well. I know a lot of them say I'm use so many products, but I don't. I mean, it's just, that's how I do makeup, and you know, we have access to all these products and we want to play with them. The way I do eyebrow, Heather eyebrow is quite beautiful. And she can just gel the eyebrow and that's it. But I show you how I would perfecting this brow, go to the next level. So I usually do backward like this. Because Heather loves a thicker eyebrow and she like it full and extended, right Heather?
Yes.
So we discussed that. So that's why I'm gonna give her a bit more fuller, fluffier brow. And I'm gonna do one eyebrow at a time. You can see the difference. The way I'm doing right now, it won't give you a heavy demarcation, so it's easier to do this way. And you just fill it in. And then when it comes to the outer part, you just slightly draw like this. The shade I'm using is taupe. I know most of you will look at her hair color and you would automatically gonna use soft brown or medium brown. But I use taupe just because I'm doing a fuller brow and I don't want it to look too harsh. That's why I use a lighter color. That, I think it's gonna look great like that. But if you want more detail, you can use the brow marker and you just fill in a few individual hair as well. It will become something like that. I use a little bit of the brow frizz and just brush it up. It's gonna keep everything in place. And you can see the difference one side and the other side. Her eyebrow is quite gorgeous and beautiful here. This side, it just keep a little, take a little notch more. It's all personal preference. If you prefer the other side, you don't have to do it. But for me, I think this is a little bit more polished. I'm going to do the same on the other side. For eye, I'm going to use 3 products. The first product is eyeliner from KVD. This is a long wear pencil, a little warm brown. Mascara from Lancome. This is one of my favorite, Lash Idol. And this eyeshadow palette from Dior. I'm gonna use a little bit of like these 2 shades, maybe a little bit warm, a little bit of everything. The look is not really like a dark, smoky anything. It's all about, you know, soft and sculpting. So I'm gonna use a little bit of everything. To start, I'm using this shade right here. Close your eye. On the crease area. Remember, as I mentioned, it's all about natural shadow, sculpting. I'm not doing anything too heavy on the makeup. All over the eyelid. And as you can see, I faded out, outward and upward. Same on this side, outward and upward. Next, use a blending brush, this one here. I'm going with deeper color on the crease area, a little bit here, very subtle. And I blend it out. So it's something like that, and then you go back to the other color you use. You blend it out again, so it softens the edges. This time, again, outward and upward. And then look up for me. I'm doing the same on the lower lash line. Actually, I'm going to use more a flat brush, so it's easier to get the color deposit. Connecting together to the upper part there, you can see what I'm doing right now. And you see what I'm doing right now? I'm just blend it out, just upward like this. Look straight, Heather. So something like that. I'm going back to the other brush. Close your eye. You don't have to, but maybe play with a little color here. Not too much, just a little bit. Let's see. And I would use another brush, and I think I'm gonna play with this light color. A little bit on the brow bone area. And then you use your blending brush, just blend it out. Doing the same on this side. Use the light color a little bit on the inner corner here. Look up again. And I changed my mind about the crease area here. I think I put a little light color is better. That's what happened about makeup, you know. You play with them and you go back, you step back and you change your mind, but that's okay. That's the beauty. You just be creative and play with them. I think it's better with a little light there. And then I'm gonna use the long wear pencil, mainly on the lash line. Look down for me. Just really in the waterline. And then look down for me here. Just a little bit on the outer part here. And then with a small blending brush, I just really extend the line out. Let's see Heather. Something like that. So instead of black liner, I'm just using this like a warm brown, so it's still soft and okay. I'm gonna do the same on the other side. Now, that shade, close your eye. I'm gonna just follow the line earlier that I used with the liner. I'm gonna smudge it out even more. And look out for me, do a little bit on the lower as well, in the outer part. And you see that I slowly faded inward. And then I just do, so I want to make the eye really, really wide. You see that? You can use a little Q-tip, clean the edges. I'm doing the same on the other side. Always curl your lashes. I got this new lash curl and I actually quite like it. It's grab really good, the lashes. And then I'm gonna do 2 coats of the mascara on the upper lashes and 1 on the lower lashes. For blush, I'm going to use this blush color from Suku. The shade is more a warmer tone like this. I know sometimes it looks quite intimidating, but I think this is beautiful on olive and deeper skin tone. You can see that just a little bit at a time. Remember what I said earlier about don't want to disturb everything that you worked earlier underneath, so you just press the product a little bit at a time like this. I think the color is just really beautiful. It looks tasty. For highlighter, I'm going to use this highlighter from House Lab. Using the fan brush, go very gentle. A little bit on the bridge of the nose, and then very gentle around. And I love the shades on olive skin like this just because it looks so subtle and beautiful. A little bit on Cupid bow. For lips, I'm going to use this lip gloss from Nimia Beauty and this lip liner from Nabla Cosmetic. The lip liner a little more deep. The lip gloss I probably chose the shades. I think it's pretty close to somewhat to her natural lips, and I think could be very beautiful. And I think it's nice to do a little deeper on the liner. Slightly smile for me. And what I'm going to do is I do the outer part a little deep and I leave the inner part pretty natural like it is. Be something like that. Then side for the lip gloss. This is such a beautiful formulation for the lip gloss. Usually I'm not a fan of lip gloss, but this is really beautiful. It keeps really beautiful shine and it's not sticky. Smile, no teeth. This is such a gorgeous lip shade. I am obsessed. Heather told me it smells really good. Does it smell like cotton candy? Yeah, vanilla or something. It's quite beautiful. To finish the makeup, I'm going to set the makeup with a setting spray from One Side Beauty. That is the final look, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Give the channel always a lot of love. Subscribe to the channel, please do. And don't forget to give this video a thumb up, share the video, and follow all of us on Instagram as well. Thank you. Hey guys, this is Vanngo. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I invite the beautiful Eliza Pang here. She lent me her canvas to create this summer glow, done, undone, bronzy, beautiful makeup look for you. I hope you enjoyed the video. Give my channel always a lot of love. Subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumb up, and don't forget to follow both of us on Instagram as well. Thank you. For foundation and concealer today, I'm using the foundation and concealer from Rare Beauty. This is not their foundation. This is their tinted moisturizer version, so they are a little bit more lighter coverage. I mean, it's still light to medium coverage, and the concealer, it have pretty good coverage. Eliza have really gorgeous skin. I think she doesn't have anything to cover. I mean, I would to do a little bit under the eye, around the nose, but I love all the freckles and everything that she has. So the tinted moisturizer just help to even the color a little bit, but I want to leave everything out. That's why I chose the tinted moisturizer instead of the normal foundation. Even though this foundation they call tinted moisturizer, it still does have really good coverage, but I'm not going to put too much. You see, that's how little I put, and I blend it out. The color I chose purposely is a little warmer than her face, just because her body, and that's why I use them a little warmer so I can blend it out better. You see how little I use, a little bit at a time, and I put mainly around the nose here, around the mouth. But the rest of the face, I want to keep them exactly the way they are. I think it's just beautiful with all the freckles and everything. You see that I use very little. I blend it out. If you want to have more coverage, you still can with this tinted moisturizer. It does give you a medium coverage if you want more coverage. But on Eliza, I love just how natural it is. I don't think we need to add more than that. The concealer, otherwise, it does cover really well. But then again, she doesn't need too much. I use only a little bit. And the shades, I use them a tiny, slightly brighter. You can do a little bit under the eye area. And I do very light application. This is a full coverage concealer, so you can cover really well if you want to. But you see, I go everything very lighter hand. Just a little bit around the mouth area. I think we all naturally have the discoloration around the mouth, so this is going to help to even out a little bit. See on this side. You see that very little. So that's all I use, just a little bit under the eye and around the mouth and around the nose area. For those who have acne bronze skin or acne skin, you still can do this idea. Still tinted moisturizer, full coverage concealer. I do have video on a model who have full on acne and I use tinted moisturizer and I use pinpoint concealer, and you still can create the effect, not just because Eliza have gorgeous skin and I get away with that. You still can do that. If you look back to my older video, I show how to create this kind of flawless canvas, like look natural like this, when you have problem skin. A few weeks ago, we actually posted a video for that. If you can sit there and wonder why she look great because she have great skin, yes, she does. But you still can create similar idea skin like this with the same technique, just a little more work in terms of pinpoint cover the concealer part. I'm going to use some cream bronzer from Anastasia Beverly Hills just to, you know, give more definition around the face. This way you can define the jaw more, the cheekbone. She does have all those, but sometimes because of one-dimensional from the foundation concealer, you lose all of those. So by using this, you bring back all the bone structure that she has. And you see just a little bit. And you're really able to sculpt the face and give some color back to the skin as well. Chin up for me a little bit. This is kind of like my style doing. So if you don't like to use cream bronzer, you don't have to. Not everyone gonna do all the steps like I do. You just pick up whatever you prefer and then just do it yourself in the way that you want to do. I always do all these steps. It's just because it's like a automatic thing I do on every makeup application. I did the same on this side. I'm going to bring back some of her freckle as well. So I'm going to add a little more bronzer, just a little on the nose area. When you do like that, you actually bring back a lot of these freckles, and you can see that's how gorgeous it looks. And I think it's just beautiful to bring back all of those features. To set the tinted moisturizer and concealer, I'm going to use a pressed powder from Huda Beauty. Normally I use the loose powder for most of these, but their pressed powder is pretty natural and sheer, so that's why I'm using that today instead. You can see that it does take away some of the shine, but it's very, very light and sheer. It doesn't give you heavy coverage of the powder like most of them. I can use a bigger brush and just set a little more. You see the powder give that natural glow as well, and I love it. I'm going to use a bronzer from M Cosmetic, and this is the shade I use. It's very similar to the shade of the cream bronzer that I use to sculpt the face. This one I use to set the face a little bit. I love this bronzer very much. It is really soft and buttery, and I also love their shades because they are more on the cooler tone, not too much of the warm bronzer, which I love, because sometimes the bronzer can be too red on the skin, and this does give you that nice golden tone but not too orangey looking. And the formulation is beautiful. You see that it's just really nice to blend everything together. It's so gorgeous. You see now, Eliza, just beautiful bronzy color, quite gorgeous. You know, the highlight from the powder and everything with the bronzer I use, the color of the skin is just very beautiful, and it doesn't look reddish at all. You see, it looked like her natural glow from the sun, which she loves. She likes to look a little more color than instead too pale. I think this is gorgeous right now. For eyebrow, I'm going to use two products. One is a brow pencil and one is a brow marker plus the gel from Kevin Ukon Beauty. I know I always use multiple products. You don't have to. Some people just use one liner, one pencil, and then done. It's just me, I'm a makeup artist. I like to, detail and perfecting, but for everyday wear, you don't have to do all the steps like I do. The pencil, I just fill them in a little bit. The color I'm using is called brunette. And keep in mind about eyebrow pencil, eyeliner in general, when you use with the light hand, you will get the color a little lighter. When you press the product really tight on the skin and then draw them, the color will look a lot deeper. So right now, you can see even I use the shade brunette, I go very slightly handed, and that's why the color doesn't look too dark. And it looks more feathery when you do it this way. And on the other part, I go a little heavy-handed, and you can see that it looked a little more defined. The color looked a little deeper. So in the front, you have three choices. You can keep exact like this, or you can use the same pencil. You go backward to fill them in a little bit if you want more depth in the front area. Or you can do with a marker, you draw in individual hair. This way, it doesn't look too heavy in the very front. It's more softer. So it's all personal preference when it comes to brow. You do whatever way that suit your desire. I like this way because I think it looks still like her brow. It doesn't look so painted on. But if you like those painted on eyebrow, then you can do the other way. Yeah, and you use the marker, just feathering the eyebrow out, look very natural. Use the gel side, and then you set them. So that's how I would do the eyebrow for this look. I'm gonna try to do the same on the other side. I just did the same on this side, so it's something like that. So I give Eliza more fuller brown, some eye, but everything's still very enhanced and not heavy, but that's kind of idea we're gonna do. Before doing the eyes and lips, I'm going to do a blush first. This is the color I'm using. It's from NARS, and it's a very popular color. It's called Orgasm. And I think it's like one of the best shades, but you see I'm using very little. Little bit at a time. And that's how you should apply blush or anything with powder. First, very gentle hand, use a little bit. You don't need to swirl all the time. And just give a very nice sheer application. You need more, you just get more. You don't have to swipe too much. And this way it doesn't disturb all the foundation or bronzer you applied earlier. A bit here too. For the eyes, I'm going to use three products. This is the eyeshadow crayon from Sunny Face, warm brown eyeliner, this from Hindash, and the YSL mascara. To start, I'm using this eye crayon all around the waterline and all around the lash line. So look out for me. Remember, this is really beautiful eyeshadow, eyeliner, crayon, but it's long wear. So do one eye at a time. I do a little bit here. And then a little more here. And then use a blending brush, soften the edge out. You can use any color you want. I'm not trying to use black color because I think we overuse those color and keep it more warmer tone. Close your eye for me. In the same way, I'm doing the same all over the lash line as well. And then blend it out. For the upper lash line here, I go a little further up and I blend it out. A little more. You can even use eyeshadow brush to blend it out as well. And I need a little more. I just add more. And this one again, a little more on the inner part. And blend it out. So it's more done undone looking, so it's not too perfect. The reason I'm doing a little bit higher here, just because she does have a little hooded eye, so this way when she look up, you can see the color a little more. If you have more deeper socket eyes, then you don't have to do that. And again, close again, and blend it out. And then just blend it out. A little more here. And you see I just do pretty random. Some here, some there. And I leave this area pretty empty. Okay, look straight for me. And you blend it out on the bottom here a little more. And then next, I'm gonna use the same blending brush, the deeper brown color. Close your eye. I do a little on the outer part here, just to get more depth. You can use a long wear pencil if you like. This one is more a cold pencil. It does have the long wear effect as well. And then go back to that blending brush. Just soften the edge of it. So it's not really a line eyeliner, it's more like a cat eye shadow that I'm trying to create. Let's see. You see how it's looking? I think it's just beautiful on her eye. And again, I go back to the line again and look down for me. And then just deepen. And then blend it out again. Let's see. So it's something like that. So this is very effortless, the eye look, and you can see it does give eye a lot of lift. I did the similar on the other side. Next, you don't have to do this, but I like to use a clean brush. Look up for me. Just soften the edges. Nothing in here. Sometimes this is the best way to blend. And just soften. So this way, there's no demarcation anywhere at all. Everything's seamless. I always like to curl lashes before mascara. Even just a little pinch is still good to do it. And then with the YSL mascara, this has very big brush. I'm gonna use just a good generous coat on the upper lashes and one on the lower lashes. This is a great mascara, but because the brush is too big, I think it's only good for people who have big eyes. If we have like a smaller eye shape, it's pretty tricky, I think. But this is a gorgeous mascara. For highlighter, I'm going to use this highlighter from Chanel. It's more like a warmer, golden, rosy tone. It's beautiful. I just use with a fan brush and a little bit everywhere. For lips, I'm going to use this sheer lipstick from Gucci Beauty. This color almost like Eliza natural lip color. It just gives more a sheer texture, just even the lips out a little bit, but it's almost like her natural lip color enhanced. And I may or may not use a lip liner. This is like a nude lip liner if I want to define, but I think she have gorgeous lip shape. We don't need to overly draw them. So I think I'm just gonna use a lipstick first and just to, give a little color on the lip, just even out a little bit. But that's what I'm planning. And this is a very beautiful texture for those who want to have a little color and very hydrating. You don't want too much lipstick. This is a great formulation. And you see that it's almost like a color, but just really enhanced. It's gorgeous. This is such a gorgeous lips color, and you see the texture is really beautiful. I think this is great for someone who don't love to wear a thick texture lipstick. It's just very sheer, it's hydrating, it's beautiful. And I don't think we even need the lip liner, but for long lasting, I might just use a little bit on the edges, but I love how soft the lipstick looking. Yeah. I'm going to set the makeup with the setting spray from Charlotte Tilbury. Close your eye for me. That is the final look, guys. Eliza finally said herself, and she really loved it. It is my version of glowy, healthy, summer glow look. I mean, it's done, undone for someone who wants makeup, but still look effortless. I hope you enjoy video. Give the channel always a lot of love. Subscribe to the channel. Give the video a thumb up. And don't forget to follow Eliza and myself on Instagram as well. Thank you. Hey guys, this is Vanngo. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I invite a beautiful fellow Canadian, Vie
Chidiac.
She lent me her canvas for me to create this beautiful sultry date night makeup. This is my version of a date night makeup. I think every girl will look beautiful like this for a night out with a boyfriend. I hope you enjoy the video. Give the channel always a lot of love. Subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumb up, and don't forget to follow all of us on Instagram as well. Thank you. For foundation and concealer, I'm going to use from Dior Beauty. The foundation is the Forever Skin Glow Foundation, and the concealer is Dior Backstage. I don't have many shades from them, so this is the closest shade that I can get for Vive, but I think they're pretty close. Like it's hard to match exactly the same when you don't have all the shades, but I think this is the closest shade. This is a very beautiful foundation. It is medium to beautiful full coverage foundation. It's hydrating. It is with a lot of skincare benefits in here. I think it's 86% was like all skincare in the foundation, and it's a clean foundation as well. We have beautiful skin. I'm not gonna put too much. I put a little bit and I blend it out. And whatever else I wanna do, I will use a pinpoint with the concealer, but I don't wanna cover the face too much. And you can see that the foundation is a tiny bit warm for her compared to the next, but it's easy to blend it out. You can just use the concealer to blend on the neck. You see I put only a little bit and I blend it out. It gives you that luminous finish. It's quite beautiful. For the concealer, I have exactly same shades of foundation, so I use that to pinpoint all the area that I want to cover more. I use a lighter shade. This one a little too light, but I don't have the between shades, so I will mix the light with this shades a little bit for the under eye. I usually like the under eye a little brighter than the rest of the face, so I'm going to use this one and mix with these two together. For the light concealer, I mix the two, remember, so I just put a little bit under the eye area. And then a little bit on the side here. And you see that the concealer just a little brighter than the concealer for the under eye area. I don't want to go all the way to the lash line. I want to leave her natural shadow a little bit because it's going to look perfect for the look I'm doing, because I'm doing more a soft smoky eye, so some of these shadows gonna enhance with the look. I use a small brush like this to pinpoint all different area that I want to cover more. As I mentioned all the time on my video, it's better to use exactly same shades of the concealer and the foundation. And right now it's the perfect shades because I chose the same shades of the foundation concealer. Sometimes it's hard to have exactly the same if the number is not the same, but for Duo Beauty, I think the number of the concealer is pretty close to the foundation. For bronzer and contour, I'm using both from Makeup by Mario. The shade I'm using is medium dark, mainly on the jawline, the cheekbone. I'm gonna leave the hairline out, but just mainly just those two areas. That's where I'm gonna really sculpt out. See, I do just gently like that. I'm going to use the contour stick a little bit on the nose as well. She has a beautiful nose. We don't have to change or do anything. It's just because the look that I want to do very sculpted and, you know, very bronzy. So I'm going to give all to you, and then you guys can decide which part you want to follow, which part you don't. It's up to you. As I mentioned to you before, and I mentioned to my model as well, my channel is not a makeover. All these girls are pretty to begin with, and they just here to lend me the canvas to play with makeup. So I always want to make sure they feel very comfortable before I even start the makeup. If you're looking for a makeover channel, there won't be one, because this is not the one. The girl, I want the girl to feel really comfortable with their skin before I even start the makeup, because I think it's important. We just create different makeup look for you, and hopefully you can learn a tip or here, one or two for each video. For powder, I'm going to use a loose powder from Rare Beauty. The shade I'm using is medium. On the eye area. Close the eye. I'm going to use the bronzer to touch up all the area of the eye contour earlier. Or you can, of course, you set the area that I contour earlier. If you notice, I try to avoid, because I think like for the forehead, I think it's nice to leave it open it is. So you don't want to make the bronzer too low. So it's better just leave it wide open. For eyebrow, I'm using 3 products from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This one is a brow wiz. I'm going to fill in the eyebrow. The brow marker, just fill in a few individual hair. To start, I fill in the back here a little bit. The shade I'm using, soft brown, I think is look more natural than use a dark color. Just a little bit extended like this. And then use a marker, fill in a little bit individual hair. So something like that. I'm doing the same on the other side. I'm using a little bit of the brow frizz to set the eyebrow. For eyes, I'm going to use these 5 products. To start, I'm prepping the eye a little bit with the eyeshadow primer. The 2 Tom Ford cream shadow is these 2 shades I'm using. These shades, they come with the cream and the shimmer as well. I'm not using the shimmer, I'm just using the cream. I use everything cream today. And the application I'm doing is pretty easy. It's not complicated, what I'm trying to do. First, I use this bronzing shade all over the crease area. This is a cream shadow, but a long wear, so they does set pretty well. I just did the same on this side. Same brush. Just on the lower lash line. This is very easy application I'm doing. Just basically one color all around the eyelid and then the lower lash line. I'm not gonna make it complicated. I think this is just beautiful, but it's easy application that anyone can do at home. Next, I'm use this like a champagne-y, pinky tone cream shadow. I put all around the upper area to blend out the color I used earlier. And blend out outward and upward, so it's gonna help to give the eye some lift as well. A little bit on the inner part and blend it out. Going back to the bronzy shadow earlier, I do a little more from the outer part, and again blend in outward and upward. Same on the other side. You can use a clean brush, just soften out the edges. For the long wear liner, because it's a long wear, you need to work fast and you do one eye at a time. This part. And then you can blend the edges out you like, or what I'm gonna do like that, get a little bit of color from the pencil and just blend it out. So it's give you more softer line. And you go back. Just give more depth here. I also gonna do on the upper waterline. You can use black liner if you want to, but I still want the look to be very soft, so that's why I use a brown color. I changed my mind. I'm gonna do the lower waterline as well. At first I just say I'm gonna leave the lower waterline bare, but I think this liner is soft enough that it's not over powerful, you know, on the shadow, because I just want to focus on the beautiful shadow. But I think the liner is still very soft. I think this way it's gonna define the eye even more. I'm going to curl the lash a little bit before I do mascara. For mascara, I'm doing 2 coats on the upper lashes and 1 on the lower. This is one of my favorite mascara. It's from Shiseido. It's actually quite beautiful volumizing mascara. So the eye is something like that. I think it's really easy to apply this eyeshadow. One shade is all around. Second shade, just you to blend it out. Liner in the waterline and then just bit out. And mascara, pretty straight and simple. For blush, I'm going to use this blush color from Dear Dahlia. It's from Korea. It's a beautiful brand that you should check it out for sure. They sell in the US and everywhere now. And the color, you see that it's more like a tone on tone of what I'm doing right now. A little bit on the cheek. It's quite pigmented, so make sure you use a little bit at a time. See, I do put a little too much, but I will blend it out. It's such a gorgeous shade. For highlighter, I'm using this highlighter from Westman Atelier. It is quite a beautiful highlighter. I use this on deeper skin tone. I think it's really beautiful. You can use this as the blush color as well on lighter skin color. But this one on deeper is really beautiful. It's softer, but it gives you really beautiful shine. You can use the finger as well if you like that, or you can use the brush and it gives you more softer. This is a very beautiful highlighter, but I think it's nice to use with a finger because it's more creamy texture. So you can use both ways, but I think you get a lot more pigment if you use the finger, I think. For lips, I'm going to use this lip liner from Melt Cosmetics, and the lipstick is like a lip cream from Dear Dahlia as well. For the lips color, I love the natural lips color. So basically the shade I'm using is basically almost like her natural lips color, but enhanced. To start, I'm gonna outline the lips a little bit. Slight smile for me. V has such a beautiful lip shape. I don't want to overdraw it. I just want to follow the shape. You see the lip liner color also almost like her natural. She can even just put a little lip balm on and that's all she needs. Lip cream. Color is quite beautiful. We're gonna have a dinner date with her boyfriend tonight. So I'm gonna give her this lipstick to take with her. That's why I use directly on the tube. In case you wonder why I don't use a brush, but I also use a brush to touch up. To complete the look, I'm going to set the makeup with some setting spray from Urban Decay. It's called All Nighter. That is the final look, guys. This is my version of sultry, sexy date night makeup. I hope you enjoyed the look. Thank you, V, for coming in the channel. I think you look sensational, beautiful, and thank you, Jacob, for this beautiful, it's very effortless, sexy hair. I think she looked gorgeous. I hope you liked the video. Give the channel a lot of love. Always give this video a thumb up and continue to support. Thank you, and don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Instagram as well. Thank you. This is Vanngo. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I invite the beautiful Aiden Curtiss to come here, lend me her canvas, created this makeup look for you. We love the look. We had so much fun creating this, and I hope you enjoyed the video as well. Always give the channel a lot of love. Subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumb up, and don't forget to follow both Aiden and myself on Instagram as well. For foundation and concealer today, I'm using the Archibold Radiant Cream Foundation and their cult favorite, the concealer stick. This foundation is absolutely beautiful. It is their newer foundation. They actually have quite a good range of shades, and I was quite impressed. This is more medium to buildable full coverage foundation. The makeup I'm doing on Aiden today is pretty full coverage, and we got the foundation right on match. I think the shade range is really well. Usually Archibold in the past, they don't have a good shade range, but for the new foundation and concealer, I think they have many different shades for every skin tones. And even the new concealer, the reformulated concealer stick they have, also have a lot of shades, so you can try it out. It's more luminous foundation, and you can see that it does cover really well. You can apply with a sponge, the foundation brush, or your finger. Is all personal preference. I'm going to use a little bit of the color corrector from NARS as well. You can do that before the foundation or after, it doesn't matter. Usually I do it before the foundation, but I forgot, so now I just do it after. But either way, it still works for you. And you just blend it out before you put the concealer. For the concealer, the shade Mocha, because earlier I told you I'm using two different shades. The shade Mocha I'm using under the eye area, because I think I want some brightness under the eye area. And for the shade Buff, I use around the nose and anywhere else that I want to cover more. I use it just a little bit around the mouth. The shade Buff is really close to the foundation shade, so that's why I chose to use always more matching foundation concealer when I do any kind of pinpoint. Aiden have beautiful skin, so I think you can just get away with just one shade of concealer and that's it. I always want to tell you guys two different shades just in case anyone use the concealer to do any kind of pinpoint. Then it's better to use the color of the concealer really close to the foundation, and it will look more natural for you. For the sculpting, contouring, shading, I'm using the Rare Beauty contour stick. The shade I'm using is Always Sunny. I always listed all the shade and the product in the description box, so you can always check it underneath there. I don't stand here and read all the name, but that's the best way. If you like anything, you can always go down and search in the description box, and we always so listed on the video as well. Aiden is quite sculpted naturally already. I don't need to do much, but the whole look we're trying to do is really sculpted and shading, so I just want to add a little more. And I love this texture. It's so soft and easy to blend. And because the shape of her forehead, I don't think she needs to add any more contour here. Just mostly around here, and then maybe shade the nose a little bit. And that's all I'm gonna do. I just did the same on this side. because all my contour I always do very blended, just very soft. I don't do really harsh contour, so sometimes just around the cheekbone area is fine. A lot of people ask me where, you just feel where you apply the contour. You feel the bone, where right underneath the bone, that's when I place the contour area. I just use the bronzer, just shaping the nose a little bit. She doesn't need it, but just for the look I'm trying to do, and I'm just going to really everything very sculpted, very shading. For powder, I'm going to use the translucent powder from Laura Mercier. It's called Honey. And I use a little bit under the eye area. Close your eye. On the eyelid, the eyebrow. And then everywhere else. The look I'm trying to do pretty matte, so that's why I'm going to keep the look very matte. Instead of bronzer, I'm going to use a new palette from Fenty. This is like face palette, could be contour, can be eyeshadow. This is highlight. It's up to you. I'm using this more like shading, just give the face a little everything. And I use two different brush. This one I'm using as a bronzing, so I'm using this shade right here. Just basically touch up where I do earlier on the bronzing stick from Rare Beauty, and this way I'm just gonna set it and bring out everything even more. Just keep in mind the look I'm doing, it's a lot of makeup, and that's the whole purpose of this. It's not just like a natural makeup, so if it's not your thing, you don't have to do all the steps like I do. Aiden loved the 90s look and loved all those glam, and so today she's a guest and she would enjoy the look, so that's why I'm giving it to her. So if you don't want to do anything like this, you don't have to. I use a smaller brush and just shading around this area more, around here. A little bit there, maybe a bit right there. These you can use as eyeshadow as well, so it's up to you, but I use just for this purpose only today, but you could use this eyeshadow. For eyebrow, I'm going to use a product from a brand called Refine. I'm using two different shades. One is medium and one is dark. They only have 3 shades in the brand, but I really, truly love this brand. I mean, they have, the color is just beautiful. The one I'm using right now is the medium, and I'm using the medium just mainly in the front. Aiden have really slim eyebrow, very 90s. I love it. I'm not gonna make it thicker. I think it suit her. The whole look is, the whole vibe is perfect, and I'm not gonna make it thicker. I'm just gonna enhance them a little more. And the medium shades, I'm doing just a little bit in the front area. You see what I'm doing? It's just a little backward like this. As I mentioned, I want to keep exactly the same. I'm not going to try to make them too full, just enhance it. And then I just brush it up a little bit. And I know I usually like thicker eyebrow, but the slim eyebrow suit her. That's why I want to keep them. I think it's fantastic, and I'm not going to try to thicken the brow up at all. You see, I just do a little bit there. And then for the dark shades, I'm using the outer area. I really like this pencil because they are so fine. They're really skinny, like can get it micro, and I think it's great for drawing detailed eyebrow. And slowly fade it out at the end. I'm going to do the same on the other side. So this is the shape, guys. It's pretty much like the way her eyebrow, I just really enhance it. I really think it suits her, and I know not slim eyebrow like for everyone, but you can see what I see. I mean, it is quite a nice shaped eyebrow on her. I'm going to use some eye primer first. I think she's ready to go. We just say that she looks so good like this, she doesn't need any more. But when you have a face like this, you're gonna keep painting, painting. And that's the problem of the makeup artist, you know. When you give them a gorgeous canvas, they can't stop. They keep adding more and more and more, which sometimes is a bad idea. But for the eye, I'm going to use this eye palette from Tarte, and the shade I'm using mainly just these shades here, just pretty much very black, dark gray, and neutral tone. And then these two pencil, one is a long wear black liner from Stila, and this is a caviar stick from Laura Mercier. It's a black shades. I'm using at the depth, the base. Close your eye. To start, I'm using the caviar stick all over the lower crease area here along the lash line. Make sure you blend really fast before it's set. And usually when you use the eye primer, it's set even faster. So you see that I'm just do one eye at a time. And if you can add more if you want. I'm doing the same on the other side. I use the same on this side and I just blend it out. So it was something like this. And you can just like this, mascara, you go. That's a cool look as well. But we're gonna build from this. Next, I'm using the black shadow. And I place along the lower lash line. And I use this more flat brush. So it's give you more precision where you want to place the application. And I see the same on this side. If you're not good at applying eyeshadow, you might want to do it skin after. I do skin first, and if anything, I can use the powder to dust up a little bit. But you can see the way I do is very gentle, so it doesn't have a lot of fall off. And you just press the black shadow on top of the area that you use the caviar stick. And it will have a little fall off. You're just gonna dust off after. And you do the same on this side, something like that. Next, you use the deep gray color here with the fluffy brush, and then you do this transition on the crease area and blend it out. I do really slow, and you can see how I just do a little bit and I just blend it out and slowly blend it out and blend it out. This is where you're going to decide whether you're going to go this way or more rounder shape. Aiden naturally really lifted, so I don't have to really pull it up. So I do the shape a little bit more softer on the edges here. So it becomes something like this. So next, you use another brush if you like with the gray color, and you just soften the edges of the under eye that you did earlier with the black. So it's the same thing on the top and the bottom. I did both the same way like that. You connect them together to the outer part here. Look at me. And then you go back to your first brush. You're gonna bring back some of the black that you just blended out from the gray. So still have the depth for you. So this is the area that how you're gonna merge together. So it's all personal preference. You can go all this way, or you can go more softer the edges. It's up to you. So I just use that blending brush and blend the edge out. And then I use a Q-tip, just clean the edge out. It's up to you how you want the shape to end. So it's really just personal preference, and you just play with them. And I'm using the lighter shades here on the brow bone. You don't have to do it. I just want to play with the makeup. I mean, the whole point is we just play with it, and then I just a little 90-ish that we're trying to do, and it's not exactly, but we're just trying to give that idea. So I'm doing a little lighter old school on the brow bone here. Not too much, but a little bit. I saw some people tend to do lighter there, and I'm not trying to do that just because I think it's close the eye, it shorten the eye, and I keep everything very elongate even I do the light color. So I don't put too much the light color that I think it's shorten the eye too much. Depend on the eye shape, but on Aiden, I love how wide and long it is. And you see I do a little bit on the brow bone area. And then go back to the gray blending brush, put a little grays, and I blend the edge out again. Before mascara, I'm using the black long wear liner from Stila. I do all over the upper and lower waterline. I'm going to use the black pencil a little bit on the upper lash line as well, and use the blending brush earlier. Just blend it out a little bit longer on the edges. Aiden have pretty amazing lashes, naturally curved, so I don't even have to curl it. I'm just going to use a mascara from our class. This is the Stream Lash Mascara, and just give it a lot of volume. I'm using maybe 2-3 coats on the top and 1 on the bottom, and I don't have to put fall lashes at all. And I always do right from the root and then push it up. For blush, I'm going to use this beautiful pinky blush color from M Cosmetic. Aiden have warm undertone, and this is like a cooler pink. I think it's beautiful, a nice contrast, a little pop, and the color is pretty soft. And I love the texture. It goes so nice on the skin. I have a tiny bit of shimmer, which is beautiful. And you can see that it's almost like a highlighting blush, which is really beautiful on the skin. And the skin I do pretty matte, so it's a little contrast like this. Is really nice, and I love the texture, and this color is really nice on pale skin as well. And the color very subtle, because the eye is so strong, and I'm going to do some lips color as well, so I don't want the blush too powerful. And this works beautiful as a blush highlight. I'm going to use a little bit as a highlight on the temple as well, and the higher cheekbone, I mean. For lips, I'm going to use this lip liner and lip gloss, both from Victoria Beckham Beauty. The lip liner is number 5, the shade. Aiden have gorgeous lip shapes. I'm not gonna cheat, I'm not gonna do anything different, just follow her natural lip shape. And here is the idea about lip liner, how you draw lip liner. Everyone gonna look at the lip shape and gonna see different way to see it. A lot of people see this is where they think where the lip is. For me personally, I think this is where I'm going to draw the lip liner. I don't draw right here, I draw right here because that's her invisible natural lip shape. You're not overdrawing them. If you do right here, it's really that's her natural lip shape is. It's just the color start from down here. A lot of people will start from here and drawing. That's when the lip look too small. And I don't think anyone want the lip look smaller than they are. So that's why you see I just draw where the invisible lip shape. So your lip look a little more poutier. You can see the difference. You can draw down here, or you can draw there, but this is where I normally draw. Yeah, I use the same lip liner and I just fill in the whole lip shape. After that, I use the lip lock. This lip gloss color is so beautiful. I'm going to use a highlighter from Charlotte Tilbury as well, just to give it more highlight around the temple area and more the cheekbone area, a little more everywhere. And I leave this area pretty matte, but if you like, you can always put a little bit there, but I love how not, a lot of us try to put like a corner highlight, and I personally never like it so much on most people. So I just rather just keep it the way it is like that. To complete the look, I'm going to set the makeup with a setting spray from Hourglass. Close your eye. This is the final look, guys. It's a pretty much full on makeup, but Aiden thinks she feels very comfortable in it and she loves it. She feels like she can DJ on this every day, so that's great. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the look. And
it's amazing.
Thank you. And thank you, Aiden, so much for coming to the channel. And I hope everyone enjoyed the video. Give the channel always a lot of love. Subscribe to the channel. Give the video a thumb up. And don't forget to follow both Aiden and myself on Instagram as well. Thank you for watching.